Beautiful. Thank you to the not looking as beautiful. Thank you to our flower girls, Emmy and Neva, and our junior bridesmaid, Jaden. Thank you to all of the parents here today. Thank you to all of the members at Faith Community Church who helped make the ceremony possible. Thank you to all of the catering staff here, who is wonderful. Thank you for the maker of Tums. Thank you to Pinterest, who probably had something to do with some of the arts and crafts involved in the invitations and cards and whatnot. And most importantly, thank you to the bride and groom for falling in love and making all this happen. So first I'm going to talk a little bit about Alan.
All finished?
My earliest brotherly memory of Alan was in the middle of winter when we were little kids. And we were up the side of our house, which was really steep and had a lot of trees. And I was in front. And as I was walking up, I heard Alan whimper behind me. So I turned around and I looked, and he had somehow managed to not only get out of his boot, but out of his sock, and he had stepped in the snow because he didn't want to stop. He wanted to keep going. Now, Alan's metamorphosis from then until now was not smooth. There was a lot of bumpy phases along the way. When he was little, he tried to impart some advice to me once. He came up to me and said, "Ryan, I have some advice for you." I said, "What is it?" He said, "Don't snort pixie sticks." I said, "Alan, why not?" And he looked at me dead serious and he said, "Because it changes your boogers different colors." Now, I've observed Alan climbing many metaphorical mountains in his life, challenges that he has had to face, sometimes with my help, sometimes without my help. I've seen him fall many times. I've seen him learn resilience. He's made some mistakes here or there, some involving pixie sticks, but he has grown a lot in wisdom. He's faced fear and found a lot of courage. And personally, throughout my life, I've had different role models, celebrities, people I've looked up to with different qualities that I want to mimic. But in all honesty, I would just like to say that there is no one I admire more than my brother Alan.
Aww. Hug.
You're next. Now, I thought long and hard about the first time I was introduced to Sarah. And I kept thinking about it, and I couldn't remember ever being introduced to her and on some specific occasion. There was no grand entrance, there was no pyrotechnics or anything. And I came to a very surprising realization that I just remember her always being there. And I learned that she has been part of the family long before officially becoming part of the family today. And I could go on and on about her amazing character. I would just share one story which I think exemplifies a lot of her amazing characteristics. 2 years ago, I had the privilege of sharing an apartment with these two guys. And one particular holiday came up in the spring, which is my least favorite holiday out of all of them. Valentine's Day. And I remember that day because I had a hard day at work, I was really stressed out, I was mad, came home, and I kicked open my room door, and then I stopped. I saw on my desk the size of a grapefruit. The biggest chocolate cupcake I've ever seen, with frosting on top the size of an obesity risk or something. more importantly, next to that was a note. And the cupcake was great, if you're wondering. But what the note said was much, much greater. And I'm really happy because not only did I keep it, but I actually found it.
He keeps it in his wallet.
No, this is the actual note that was next to the cupcake. It says, "Today is Valentine's Day. Or, as men like to call it, Extortion Day. Keep fighting to find your girl. Love, Sarah." And
Aww.
I think that exemplifies some of her amazing qualities. So, if you can't already tell, these two people are really awesome. So I'd like to end with a quote from one of Alan's favorite books, The Alchemist, that says, "When we love, we always strive to become better than we are. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too." And in my opinion, I think everyone here is a lot better because of these two. So, if you raise your glasses. And this is the part where I wrote my speech and it ran off the page and I lost the page. A toast to Alan and Sarah, that they may have many adventures in the future and that you will both climb your own metaphorical mountains hand in hand together.
Ding, ding, ding.